I come to you, and this is a question that I want you to respond all.
Yeah.
And may I start with you, Demas? This is from Bob Owen on Twitter. And he's asking, ask the panelists, who will stand for the Kenya police families who lose their lives in the line of duty against hardcore criminals? The line between why the police officer kills and what happens if he's killed.
I think, first of all, we have to begin with the fact that policing is a difficult job. It is a very challenging job, and that is why police officers are trained intensively. Number two is that police officers have the right to use force and firearms, even lethal force, when the situation calls upon it. So this is to save life and limb, and even according to our National Police Service Act, even for property reasons, to preserve property. And so the second schedule of National Police Service Act should be emphasized, that it actually gives leeway for times, because as a society we know that there are violent people out there. We know that we have terrorists who are happy to blow themselves up. And so if a terrorist and intelligence suggests that a terrorist is here and will imminently blow themselves up, they will be shot. And when IPOA comes and asks, IPOA will be satisfied with the answer. And so let us not, first of all, blanketly condemn police officers. If we were saying that police officers were killers, then we would have over 100,000 deaths every year. That is not the case. Our numbers are between 100 and 200 annually.
Okay.
Yeah, so first of all, police officers, I'm not saying are criminals. We are saying that there's a problem with the approach of policing in this country. There's a problem of cutting shortcuts, whereby, because the public is demanding that crime goes down, we say, let's do this, let's just eliminate everyone we suspect of being a criminal. And in that, the right to fair trial, the right to life, the right to fair administration of justice is disappeared. Enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings are very gross human rights violations. And first of all, they've never worked. They've never worked in this country. I usually give an example of when there was this case of touts sexually assaulting women and girls and even taking videos about 4 or 5 years ago. The police investigated the whole issue, arrested them, they were charged, and they were taken out of circulation. You know, those criminals were dealt with according to the law, and that kind of crime actually almost disappeared. It was a wave and it almost disappeared. That's a case of policing that used intelligence, used the community, used investigations, and the criminal justice system worked. We are saying that we need a holistic look at our criminal justice system, so that police will no longer also come and say that when we arrest, they are given bail. You know, there are those arguments that we hear. Because a bail application is an application that is argued in court.
Okay.
Yes, that may or may not be given. Okay. And so if you have evidence that this is a criminal person or a person who is likely to flee, then there are ways that our criminal justice system can deal with it. But if we think that it is not sufficient, then we have to have that discussion, instead of creating serial killers within our society.
Okay.